Hello everyone, welcome back. Just wanted to show you my new, well, not my new calipers, but they come up like new. Took quite a lot of scrubbing. The brake dust was really ground in, burnt on. Probably spent about 2 hours each with a toothbrush and powdered cleaner. Tried a few different products, but it was a lot of scrubbing basically. I think it's been worth it. I've replaced these 4 bolts of stainless. Got new brake pads and that, so I'll put the front wheel in, stick the brake pads in. I just wanted to show you first my little camera. This is my new camera setup. Just thought I'd like to share it with you. It's a GoPro Hero 7 Black. Fiddling about with the setup, got a wee aluminium case, hard case for it. Carved that piece of plastic there, idea being it gives some support to the cable and the little socket in the camera. That's a weak point on these, that the stupid big microphone adapter that GoPro came up with is going to put strain on that little socket in there, any movement at all. So this basically, I know it's fairly rustic looking, but it's just to support that really, so there's no strain. I've got it's just a little rubber block. I've stuck it onto the top of the aluminium case, and the adapters just velcroed onto that. A new little microphone, omnidirectional. It's an Etidage, I think it's ET001. That's a little camera I have been using on my other videos. It's just a little cheap one at the time. I think it cost me £40. Activon CX. I think I've had it too, well, I don't know how long I've had it, quite a while now. It served me well. It doesn't have the software to run an external mic, so you're limited with the little internal mic, which really isn't very good at all, especially when it's inside the case. But I'll still keep it, it'll come in handy. So hopefully we'll get some better quality out of the GoPro. Anyway, back to the bike. Let's go ahead and put the front wheel in. I need to remove the calipers for this operation to allow the tyre and the wheel to fit through. Don't forget, always support your calipers, don't let them dangle on the brake lines. First thing, block of wood. Should always have one handy. Check your direction of rotation, most important. Put some grease on this little spacer. Grease helps hold it in place, as well as the obvious lubrication advantage. I've already a light covering of grease on my axle, so let's see what happens. Nearly there. Actually had to file a piece off my stand there. I couldn't get the axle out in the first place, which is still fairly close to it. Bit of gentle persuasion, never done any harm. There she goes. Just a nut to put on. Oh, excuse me. Just gonna put a little blob of thread lock, not a lot. It's not the permanent thread lock either, so I really don't like the permanent one. So the socket will clear the stand on this side. So, got these nice new pinch bolts as well. Make sure anything's stainless steel again. You really don't want to over tighten these. I suppose it should really be using a torque wrench. When you've been working at bikes for a while, you kind of get a feel for how tight things should be. I used to be mad for over tightening everything, but you end up doing damage and giving yourself more grief. That looks alright to me. Now I'll refit the calipers. nice new stainless steel bolts to match these. I'm just going to do these finger tight for now. I will be putting some thread lock on those, just a small blob again. These other two bolts here need to be replaced yet. I have them on order, haven't arrived yet, so I'll do those all together. Same on this side. That's that. I'm fitting these EBC pads, double centered, so we'll see. Look like a good quality pad. There's all sorts out there. I just wanted to get a name I recognised. I've used them before, never had any problems. First thing I like to do is take a little copper grease, just apply it to the backs. Get a little shim on. Some more copper grease. Hopefully that will prevent any unnecessary friction or brake squeal. Same for the other one. I've already squeezed the pistons fully in, all 8 pistons. These pads are obviously a bit more beef on them than the old pads. You'll need to do that. You'll also probably have to drain some fluid out. Luckily I was changing the nipples as well, put stainless steel nipples on. While I was doing that, I drained some fluid out down to the lower level on the upper reservoir. That way when you press in each piston it pushes a little fluid back up the line. Worked okay. I'm up to the upper level on the top reservoir, which is where I wanted to be. May need to readjust it once I actually pull the brake lever. It'll settle in a bit. Next, your pins, new pins as well. Be a little bit fiddly. And that's it, new pads fitted. Simple as that. I'm just going to put the brakes and see what happens. Nothing. Pulling the brakes. Starting to build up a little pressure now. Yeah. Feel it coming in. Just with having both blade nipples disconnected and whatnot. That's it now, one finger. There's only about a quarter of an inch of movement in the lever, so I'm happy with that. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and see you on the next one. All the best.